What's going on, Washington Commanders Nation? It's your boy Rio Robinson, back with the latest and greatest on the Rambling with Rio YouTube channel, where we ramble about the Washington Commanders. Today is Monday, March 27th. It's the final week of March. We are officially 1 month away from the 2023 NFL Draft, and today is the official start or second day of the NFL owners' meetings. You know, the meetings that we were told and promised that there would be a vote on who the new owner would be because a bid would be accepted by now. Because it was all good just a week ago when every media member in town suddenly got an influx of information telling us that the sale is at the goal line. It's right on the steps. They're putting out GIFs talking about first and goal. They're putting out memes of contracts being signed, and they're telling us that they know who it is, but they can't speak on it, and they can't speak on a dollar amount. And ever since then, it's been dead silent in these streets regarding the team sale. Well, not dead silent, because we found out who the mystery bidder was, because we were told there was four. And the ones we knew already was the Josh Harris group, consisting of him, Mitchell Rails, and now Irvin Magic Johnson. There's Cowboy Tilly, Mr. Tillman Fertitta, the owner of the Houston Rockets. And then there's the looming presence over this whole transaction, which is founder of Amazon, guy with God money, Mr. Jeff Bezos, who has not put in one official bid yet. We found out who the other mystery candidate who toured the facilities at FedEx Field and Commanders Park in Ashburn. It is Greek-Canadian founder of Six Ventures Incorporated, Mr. Steve Apostolopoulos. I think I said that right. Apostolopoulos. That last name is a fucking doozy. And if he was for some reason to buy the team, that's a mouthful that we got to get used to here. But I would seriously doubt he gets the team. His net worth is about $4 billion. Yes, I know a lot of the owners in the league, their net worth is tied directly into their ownership of the team. And as long as they have angel investors behind them and all that good shit, they can purchase the team. I don't think he has enough money to get the team, though. He has to put together a big-ass group like Josh Harris, Rails, and Magic. They have enough money to get it. But I don't, for whatever reason, this sale is not as close as we were told it was, because we've got to the infamous owners meetings, and now they're saying, yeah, they'll probably vote on the next owners meetings in May. We're here, and Dan is still ducking subpoenas. He's still ducking Mary Jo White because it said that she's reached out to him 2 times and she's going to reach out one last time before she concludes her investigation. He has not participated or done anything to help in the investigation into himself and the team and all the matters surrounding the team internally, sexual impropriety wise, financially, the whole nine. Dan has a rap sheet like a terrible James Bond villain. Not a good one. Not a good one. He's the type of villain that goes out in the first 30 minutes of the movie as the movie preps for the real villain, because he doesn't have the wit, the brains, or the charisma to be the leading super villain. He's a fucking idiot. The guy can't even do his own vetting. He can't even show up. He can't stand the embarrassment of the other owners looking him in the face while he has to send his wife and Jason Wright to represent the team at the owners' meetings, including Ron Rivera and Mayhew. They're down there too, and the local media. Gripe the pick with the local media. When we find out who purchased this team, I imagine us, along with all the local media, will be finding out that shit at the same time. From Adam Schefter, Tom Pelissero, Ian Rappaport, or someone from like Wall Street Journal, Forbes. It's going to be some nationally syndicated media personality person who drops the news, just like we got the news for the Apostolopoulos, however, the Apostolopoulos news that came from Adam Schefter. That's how you know it's concrete, it's real, and we don't got to double check sources and run through Google and Wikipedia pages to put a stamp on the report. That's how we're going to find out the sales news. Because today, we got more, put the quotations in the bunny ears up, bidders, the sports junkies, lurch from the sports junkies, the most reliable source there is. Just kidding. You can hear the sarcasm in my voice. They've reported that Brian Davis, The same Brian Davis from Bladensburg, Maryland, who won 2 national championships with Christian Laettner and the Duke Blue Devils and played about 8 to 9 years in the NBA. Brian Davis, according to Lurch of the Sports Junkies, has put in a bid for $7 billion, the biggest bid we've heard to this date, according to Lurch of the Sports Junkies, because apparently he's got into clean energy and he's worth billions now. You can't find it on the internet. You can't even find a current picture of Brian Davis. Based on simple Google searches, because you can usually tell if someone's a billionaire by 3 to 7 clicks on the internet. Doesn't look like he has $1 billion, doesn't look like he has $500,000 or $250 million to his name. And I believe he's just being thrown out there because he's from Bladensburg, Maryland. And the Junkies, just like a lot of the other local media guys, they're playing the per sources Olympics, and they're trying their best to be the first to stand on the story. We've got something exclusive here on 106.7 The Fan. No, I don't think this is real. I think it's cap. If I'm wrong, I'll come back and say, oh, good shit, Junkies. Y'all got me there. You got good reporting. But based on what I know about the Sports Junkie show that I used to listen to religiously growing up, until I realized that shit is trash. But no disrespect to him, though. But I don't buy this bid thing. I think the NFL would be falling all over themselves and busting it wide open if a minority African-American led ownership group had the funds to put out a $7 billion bid. I think, one, this shit would be wrapped up. 2, the league would be all over it. If you remember how the Denver Broncos sales went, Robert Kraft and Roger Goodell literally took time out of their lives to call, meet with, and thoroughly vet and mentor Byron Allen to buy the Denver Broncos when he's not even worth $1 billion. He's worth about 800 to 900. They were helping him put together ownership groups because the league badly wants a minority African American owner because it's never had one. They would be falling all over themselves to have the opportunity to flaunt and tout. Look at the way the news made rounds when Magic Johnson joined Josh Harris's group as just a minority owner. The league would be absolutely fawning all over itself. Hey, look at us. Look at us in our black ownership group. Look at us. They would be all over that shit right now. That shit is cap. That shit is, until I see something from Schefter or one of the legit guys, it's cap. And I'm taking everything coming from the local media as cap until Adam Schefter or somebody reports it. And I think that's what we should all do. Washington Commanders faithful, let's focus on the NFL draft. That shit is 1 month away. The dweeb has to sell this team at some point, and I think it's still business as usual on that front, but I don't think they're on the goal line. But in Washington fashion, if the sale was on the goal line, we fumbled that motherfucker or we turned it over on downs, because I'm used to seeing this team get to the goal line and not punch it in. So in true Washington Redskins football team Commanders fashion, the sale was on the goal line. The ball was turned over on downs. We just got the ball back on our own 25, and we're working to drive for the game winner right now. We're down 3 points. We're looking to drive for either a tie or a game winner. That's where I'm taking it until I see something new. And it doesn't appear that we're getting anything new. Is Jeff Bezos going to make the one bid to rule them all? Is he going to just make one bid and say we're done with this shit? Because now suddenly Snyder is not opposed to selling the team to Bezos. Or are they using his name to leverage one of these other guys to give them $7 billion, 6.5, over 6? Who knows? You know who doesn't know? Me. And none of these local media guys, none of these fans on Twitter who think they have fucking sources in this situation. I've heard this. I've heard that. We've heard nothing because we don't know anything. Because if the actual credentialed media has nothing, fans have even less. And it doesn't take but a couple Google searches to shoot down some bullshit. So I'm calling cap on the Junkies report of Brian Davis buying the team. And I'm calling cap on this fucking sale being on the goal line. Because if we were on the goal line today as the owners meet in Pasadena, or not Pasadena, in Arizona, there would be a voting in, approving or denying the new owner. And it doesn't even feel like the sale is even on the menu, on the itinerary at the owners' meetings. And they've suddenly lessened their stance on the possibility of voting Snyder out. So be with that what you will with that information. I still think Dan is selling the team, and I think he's selling a majority stake or all of the team. I think he's gone. I think he's leaving the UK at some point. Well, he's already there. Well, his wife, because his wife's the one representing the team at the time. But that's where I feel we're at with this situation. Wait and see. Let's just watch the draft, because don't expect the team to do too much in free agency, considering that we're now 31st in the NFL in salary cap with $3.6 million. We've managed to blow our entire load on what? a bunch of seat fillers and fringe starters. But hey, we feel that positions of need. I'll go more into detail about the personnel aspect and have more draft videos coming at y'all soon. That's all I got for right now. Until next time, hail to the Washington Commanders. Dan, sell the goddamn team already, please. Deuces.